My name is Janaea Lee. I'm the assistant principal at Arts Impact, and I'm really excited to have our kids back in the building. Thanks for being here this evening.
For those of you that are here, I'm Miss Dodson, the principal at Arts Impact. I have been there for 3 years. And tonight we just wanted to make sure that we could give families that could be present tonight, as well as those that were unable to make it. So that's why we are recording, the opportunity to get as much information as possible, as well as answer any of your questions that you may have. So as you'll see on our first slide here, it does list the day in which your students are coming back, whether they're in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, and cohort A or cohort B. Enter.
Having trouble with the advancing.
Oh, it caught up to you.
So at Arts Impact, many of you have probably heard Ms. Dodson's morning announcements where we talk about achieving, showing respect, demonstrating our talents, and making safe choices each and every day. We try to live by that. Those are our expectations, and we try to really set that example for all of our students and encourage choices that demonstrate those 4 things here at Ames and in the community. If you haven't already, I would ask that all of you please encourage your friends and subscribe to Ms. Dodson's YouTube channel. When my kids were in school, it was really important that I got the information that was happening so I could stay on top of my kids and make sure they were doing what they were supposed to do. So this is a great way to hear what's going on at Ames by subscribing to that YouTube channel. And the second link there is for our guide to student success. In the past, we've sent that out by mail, and Columbus City Schools is now trying to be, I think, more a little environmentally friendly and not print so many things on paper. So the guide to student success is now electronic, but it's still very important that parents and guardians, as well as their young people, read through that. It's full of your rights and your responsibilities and information that is just really beneficial to all of us. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to review that. I'll let Ms. Dodson go on this one.
All right, so I had mentioned on one of my announcements, and there's a link here in the slide, that every day both staff, students, and families should be conducting their daily health assessment. So when you see those 3 questions down there, it says no individual should enter the building, right? So if you have a fever or symptoms within the last 24 hours, if you're experiencing any of those symptoms that we put in yellow for you, and I'm sure that you've heard these or seen these 1,000 times, and if you've been in contact with anyone with that confirmed COVID-19 case within the last 14 days. Right, so every single morning we want to make sure that before the student gets on the bus, before a parent may drop them off at school, that they are conducting their daily health assessment.
So you may have seen this, I think Ms. Dodson put this on the YouTube channel, but we're going to play this video for you all very quickly. It is just, I love it. I think they did an excellent job, and it makes me smile. So hopefully you will enjoy it. Whoops, not that way. I'm struggling with this, sorry. There we go.
I'm Principal Dotson, and we are looking forward to welcoming you all back into the building soon. But we need to make sure that everyone can return safe. So we have developed some rules and protocols for both the students and the staff. So please watch this video so we can ensure that when you return to school, everyone can be safe.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cool, and here's where those of you who ride the bus will arrive. Buses will unload in a staggered order, and you will follow the path social distanced. Once you're inside the building, you will go straight to your classroom. There you will find teachers and staff to help you.
At Ames, we like our students to be prepared. Part of being prepared is having breakfast. For breakfast, it will be grab and go, which you will take to your homeroom. In your homeroom, you will eat as well as get your attendance taken. After your attendance, you will be permitted to go to your locker. Breakfast will be served until 7:50 a.m. After 7:50, students will receive a breakfast bar to eat on their way to their classroom. Lunch is an important part of our day here at Ames. We want you to be safe here too. For lunch, your teacher will escort you to the lunchroom using social distancing. And once you get to the lunchroom, you will go to your assigned seat, which is where you will eat. After you eat, please make sure that your area is clean for the next student.
Classroom transitions are an important part of middle school life. We want to make sure ours are done right. Students will leave classrooms monitored by grade level teachers using social distancing markers. Classes should not pass each other, and there are no restroom breaks during transitions.
In your classroom, you'll find 15 seats all facing the same direction. You'll come in, find your assigned seat, and then enjoy learning in person once again. Here at Ames, we've been taking into consideration all area of safeties for our students, including bathroom use. Bathrooms will be monitored by hall duty staff, and only 2 students will be allowed at the bathroom at each time. And remember, students, no bathroom breaks during transitions.
After an amazing day here learning at Ames, we want to make sure that we leave the building as safe as we enter. We will be dismissed by bus number and exit using social distancing.
Each grade level, 1 class at a time, will be dismissed to their lockers to gather their things for dismissal. A teacher will be outside in the pod monitoring this process.
Here at Ames, we care about student safety. We also care about your health and well-being. If you happen to feel sick during the school day, or your teacher thinks you need to see the nurse, we have a few guidelines in place. We have 2 areas to go, Clinic A and Clinic B. First, your teacher must call the nurse. She will tell you to report to Clinic A or B. Then you will report there to get the care you need from the nurse.
Again, students, we are so excited and looking forward to welcoming you back face-to-face for in-person learning, but we want to make sure that everyone in the building remains safe. So just a quick reminder, remember that you must keep your mask on at all times, except for when you're eating, breakfast and lunch, all right? And then during the school day, make sure to follow those rules and procedures that we have put in place from arrival to breakfast, at lunch, during the transitions in between classes, in the classroom, at the bathrooms, and even at dismissal. So again, we are excited to welcome you back. And until we see you face to face, stay healthy and safe. And we look forward to having you back here at Ames.
I love that video. I think it was very well done. And I appreciate all of the teachers and staff that helped get that together for us. Throughout this PowerPoint, there's going to be some additional videos, and we're not going to show them all to you this evening, but we will make this PowerPoint available to everyone so that you have something to refer back to. Perhaps you want to watch the videos with your students. And again, just for your reference, but we're not going to play every video that is in this PowerPoint. We really just want to highlight some of this information and go through and answer your questions to the best of our ability. I'm going to play just the beginning of this video because really it just shows the kind of the same thing for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So I'll play the beginning of it so you can see Miss Lee's starring role.
Good morning, Ames 6th
sixth grade students and welcome back to school. Or actually, if this is your first time here at Ames, just a few directions to make your day go smoother. When you guys get off the school buses in the morning, okay, here's a sign, sixth grade students enter here. And at the end of the day, you'll be exiting out of the same door. So again, all sixth graders will enter in this door here and exit at the end of the school day. Just a few directions to help.
So she just goes on then to show you the 7th and 8th grade doors. There will be staff present everywhere to help our students know where they should be, which way they should go, and we'll be helping them throughout these first few weeks to really help them get acclimated to the procedures and expectations during this return to school. So please feel free to watch the rest of that video with your student. Ms. Saunders, can you talk a little bit for us about the uniform requirements? Take that mute off.
Sorry about that. Uniform requirements at Ames. You must wear a mask, so you have to have a cloth mask, student ID. I believe the teachers have the lanyards for them. The black or khaki pants, black, white, or gray collared shirts, or black, white, or gray outwear like hoodies with nothing on it, plain. And whatever, I think it's whatever type of shoes. Shoes doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we definitely want, and as far as the shoes, make sure they're like closed-toed shoes. We don't want students like wearing flip-flops. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to add that on there. You know, they're Crocs that have that open back that, you know, might slip off their foot, something like that. So any type of tennis shoe, closed shoe would be appropriate for the students. And if for any reason you either are in need of, and thanks, Miss, someone just contacted me as far as donations. We do have donations. Miss Lee and I just did some laundry the other day of items that were donated to the school. So you can definitely bring those up. We are organizing them by size for the shirts and the pants, or shorts if a student decides to wear shorts also. Okay, so you can definitely bring those items. And if you are in need of items, you can get some of those from us.
Hi, I had a question too before you move on from this really quick. It's Tratiana Ayers' mom. If they don't have their student ID cards anymore, how will they be able to get another one?
So we may be able to print some from our company that did our yearbooks. But if they don't have one at the moment, we're going to give them a lanyard and like a little clear badge. They'll write their name like on an index card, be able to decorate it, and they'll have that. We want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they might have lost it over the last year or don't remember where they placed it. So not a big deal at all. But especially for the bathrooms, we're going to have hooks outside the bathroom doors. So when they go to the restroom, they'll be able to put their lanyard on a hook so that we know, okay, these are the 2 students that are in the bathroom, and it'll help us to monitor that.
Okay, I think someone asked about the mask. Are they supposed to be disposable masks? I believe they're supposed to be cloth masks, correct?
They can be disposable masks. They can be the 3. And we do have masks in case a student would forget. We would have a mask for that. And then I see someone's asking about 6th grade cards. We're going to give them a lanyard and a clear badge holder, and they're going to decorate their card on that their first days. And yes, you may send your student with a KN95 if that's what you would like for them to wear. All right. And again, if you need any type of, you can even come tomorrow during the school day if you're able to get some uniform clothing, or if you're unable to, we can definitely hook you up on Monday. And I double checked with like Walmart and Target and some of those stores that have the collared shirts for a reasonable price.
Thank you, ladies.
Good morning, Arts Impact Middle School students and
We're not going to play that, but you can watch it later. I'm just going to review attendance a little bit. I know this has been really challenging this year. Sometimes our students forget to log their attendance in Infinite Campus. We recognize that parents, some of you have multiple students, maybe you're working at home, maybe you're working out of the home, but it's been a challenge to keep that attendance accurate. It's really important. So anything that you can do to help us ensure that they're logging their attendance in Infinite Campus on those days where they're not in school. So, you know, they'll be in school 2 days a week, and the teachers will take attendance while they're in school. But those 3 days a week that they're at home, learning and working on their assignments from the teachers through Google Classroom, keeping a normal schedule as possible and doing that work, we still want them to enter their attendance on those 3 days. They don't have to enter it period by period. They don't even have to do it in the morning. They can do it at 9 o'clock at night. But the important thing is that either the child or the parent goes into Infinite Campus and marks that they were participating in their education. Our teachers can't really say that they're participating if, you know, they're not on Zoom. So it's going to be really important for the students to do that, or the parents, either, however you all want to do that. You might consider setting an alarm for every day, those 3 days, so that the student can remember to enter that. Again, they can enter it anytime, you know, first thing in the morning, at lunch, even into the evening. But we're just asking you, please, imploring that you help your student to remember to mark those days. Unfortunately, what happens if they don't mark them, those absences are showing up as unexcused absences, and then our system triggers a letter that will come to you, and it's not a very nice letter. It's kind of like a little bit threatening, and I don't love the letter, but it's a Columbus City Schools letter. And, you know, some of our families have received that letter regarding attendance, and their kids have straight A's. So, you know, this has just been a troubled year. There's no easy answers to this. So anything you can do to help us with those days is really helpful. Just a reminder, the health assessment that Ms. Dodson talked about, if your child is showing symptoms, please keep them home. In other years, you know, I might say, oh, you know, if your daughter's dealing with her time of the month, give her some, you know, some Tylenol and send her to school. But, you know, this year, if they're having symptoms for any kind of anything that might be related to COVID, please keep them home. If they are absent, our policy for attendance is the same as it has been for the last few years. We're asking that you call the attendance line. You can email the attendance office. Both of those contact information is right there. And then also, if you have, you know, if you have a written note, you can send that in as well. But please let our attendance office know if your child's not going to be there, so that attendance or that absence will be marked excused. Just
Can I piggyback real quick?
Sure.
One of the ways that I remember for attendance is when Ms. Dotson sends out the YouTube link. At the top of it always says, remember to do your attendance. So I think it comes around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and that's my alert, because I'm away from my students at home, at work, to say, hey, make sure y'all do y'all attendance. So if you want to use that as an alarm.
That's a great idea. Thank you. Just a couple more things on attendance. Remember, just a reminder that excused absences are illness or death in the immediate household, an emergency, but emergencies need to be approved by Ms. Dodson. We can't just say, oh, we had a family emergency for 5 days and not provide a reason. If you have, as a family, you're going through something and you don't want everyone to know your business, that's fine. You can call Ms. Dodson and we can approve that absence. We don't have to, you know, put your business out to the world, but you do have to give Ms. Dodson some kind of explanation. The personal illness or quarantine in the home, medical or dental appointments, college visits, those are usually for high school students. we're not really recommending college visits for middle school students. And of course, religious holidays. I see some questions. It looks like maybe some questions are coming up. Does anybody want to look at that chat for me?
I looked at the chat, so we should be good there, but you have a square on your screen right now, Ms. Hosteller. I don't know if you, there we go. Now it's gone.
Sorry.
Again, if anyone has clothes to donate, yes, you can send them with your student. You can bring them tomorrow. And then if you need items, we have washed them and organized them by size, and they are in the main office.
Please do not let uniforms be a reason for your child to miss school. We will help. Just real quick again, there's a maximum of 9 student absences from school. Beyond that, we're going to ask for some supplemental documentation, doctor's notes, or Ms. Dodson can approve absences beyond those 9. If you have questions about your attendance, we're going to ask you to please check that parent portal and look at your child's attendance and see what's going on there. And then if you have further questions, you can feel free to contact Ms. Davis, who's our attendance secretary, myself as the school social worker, Mrs. Cool, the school counselor, Ms. Lee, the assistant principal, really anyone here at the building. If you need help, just give us a call and we'll help figure out that attendance. Ms. Dodson.
Yes, ma'am. So as far as the students' lockers, if you saw in the video there, Ms. Heitmeyer, one of our 6th grade teachers, explained that students will have a time that they will be able to go to their lockers for dismissal. And Mr. Waddell, a 7th grade teacher, spoke about after they've had their breakfast, the students will be able to go to their lockers. Okay, so all of their backpacks and book bags will be placed in their locker during their homeroom time. Right. And those teachers have worked out a schedule. They've been working hard so that all of the students are not at their locker at the same time. They've even spread out their lockers and put little Post-its on there, color coded them so the students know where to go, so that their 15 students that they might have in class, again, are not right next to each other. So they'll have those assigned times to use their lockers. Every student has a pencil case that we put some school materials and supplies in there for them. They have pencils and pens and an eraser. We're still waiting for our individual pencil sharpeners, but at least the 6th grade should be able to start out with some. We also have scissors for them and a ruler, and they have some other just different supplies that we're giving them, as well as we're trying to give every student just, one extra cloth mask that they can have. We already mentioned only 2 students being permitted in the restroom. And then my announcements on, I believe it was Tuesday, I was at the water fountain and the water filling station. In their pencil case, a student will also be provided a white refillable water bottle from CCS that they will be able to fill up at this in their classrooms if there's a sink in their classrooms, or they will also be able to do that at the water filling station. And the district has provided disposable water bottles as well. So those water fountains are turned off and they're wrapped up. So we want to make sure that they have an opportunity to drink water throughout the day. Any questions about the book bags or the lockers or restrooms or anything that we've covered so far? You can unmute yourself, or you can type it in the chat.
They asked, are they allowed to bring their own water bottles?
Yes, they can bring their own water bottle. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Hosteller.
This wasn't a plan, but I have to do this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm kind of an environmentalist, so I'm gonna beg you all to please encourage your students to use those disposable water bottles so that we're not contributing to landfills with ask them to use the reusable water bottles, not the disposable bottles. If they forget it, we'll give them a disposable, but if they can remember their reusable, refillable water bottle, that'll help us save the environment a little bit at a time. Another thing that I want to say about those refillable water bottles, you might want to write your student's name on there with a permanent marker. I come from a big family. I've seen people the kids, they all drink each other's water bottles. It looks the same. So you might want to mark your bottles with a permanent marker.
And we do have labels that the students will be able to mark their pencil case, their larger plastic bin when those arrive, and as well as their water bottles. They can bring their own lunch. We are asking that they're, what we can't, they can pack a lunch, but what we can't have, just because of Plymouth City Schools policies, is like a parent bringing in Wendy's, because there's not supposed to be any type of outside food from like a restaurant in the cafeteria at the same time the cafeteria is serving food. We are asking that they bring their Chromebook to school, because typically, in a typical year when it's not a pandemic, we have a set of Chromebooks in their classroom, and they are assigned a number, when they're not sharing them. And there are days when the student will use their Chromebook. So if a teacher, doesn't want them to bring their Chromebook that day, they will definitely tell them. But our goal is to, and again, still waiting for them to be delivered, but for them to have a larger case that has a handle that they'll be able to put their pencil case and their Chromebook in it. And yes, Miss Oden, for 7th grade homeroom is second period. So they'll go to their locker after their arts class, but they will eat in their first period arts class. I hope I answered all of those chat questions, but keep them coming. All right, it's my turn again. This is our bell schedule for the day. So we will have a 4-minute transition in between classes. And during the first 2 minutes, students will leave their arts class. Their core teachers will report to one of the arts classrooms that we have. They've all been assigned, and help to transition students back to their grade level pod, socially distanced. So we will have those 7 teachers from each grade level every time class switches, as well as myself, Miss Lee, Mr. Page, who's our Academic Achievement Center staff member, and Mr. Hughes, who is our building sub. So at any given time, we should have 11 staff members in the hallway during class transitions at minimum. And so once the first 2 minutes, when those students are leaving arts and reporting back to their class, that gives the teachers time to wipe down the desk. And then during the next 2 minutes, whichever grade level then is reporting to arts will be escorted there again by the teachers, making sure that they're socially distanced, and then they'll line up in the hallway, and then the teachers will let them in. So I see a couple of questions in the chat that I want to be able to address. Will they need to bring additional supplies? They will they'll need a notebook and things like that. But some of the teachers have already ordered those from last year. So definitely the teacher will tell them what additional supplies they will need. And to answer the Chromebook question again, please have your student bring their Chromebook. I would advise charging it once they get home, and then unplugging it when they leave in the morning. It should hold that charge all day long, but we will have extra chargers as well. And they will carry their Chromebook to class, because we have these cases for them. It's called a banker's box, but they are heavy duty, and they're not heavy and like the child can't lift it, but it fits their Chromebook and their pencil case and their charger. So it's almost like a little mini briefcase that they have, so we won't have to worry about them dropping their Chromebook. Okay. So during class change, please note that only one grade level will be transitioning at a time. And at this point, we only have, there's approximately 75 to 79 students per grade level per cohort, right? So on cohort A days, there's about 77 6th graders. I want to say 75 7th graders and maybe 78 8th graders. So again, that's half, actually less than half, because typically we have 180 students per grade level. And when we're switching classes in a typical year, we have at least 2 grade levels of students switching at the same time. All right.
Ms. Dotson, can you repeat that again? You said the numbers is 75 per cohort,
Approximately. Don't quote me on that.
but roughly.
Roughly, there's between 75. I think the highest cohort is 8th grade. On cohort B, they have 79. But keep in mind that a team of teachers typically have 90 students, and there's only 79 for the entire grade level on cohort B for 8th grade, right? And so we do not have as many students. If they are using their own computer, they should be able to log into the network and bring that to school. But if you would rather them issue them a school Chromebook, we can do that as well. So starting on Monday, this is the bell schedule for everyone, including the students that are at home. Because keep in mind, we will have students in the building, 6th grade students. And because they'll also be going to arts, we need to make sure that the students at home, that everyone is following the same schedule. So it'll be good practice for them. Thank you, Ms. Hostetler. I'll be done talking now.
So I'm going to play like 1 minute of this video just so you can see what's going on. This is something you might, especially if your student is brand new to Ames and as a 6th grader and maybe is a little nervous. This is a video that Miss Lee and Miss Dodson did. And it's kind of fun, but I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 11 minutes long.
Please enjoy this tour of Arts Impact Middle School, brought to you by Miss Dodson and Miss Lee. Hey there, Arts Impact students. So you have not been in the building, well, since last year, some of you. So these are our front doors. And once you come in the front door, if that's the way you arrive, immediately to your left is the main office. That's Mr. Clementi, our media arts teacher, and he's in there talking to Mrs. Scott. And then, if I keep turning around, now the front doors are behind me, and this is our main hallway. And the first classroom to the right is our art room, and that's Mrs. Malachowski's class.
So I just wanted to give you a quick teaser of that video. I have to comment. I comment all the time about how clean this building is. I have worked all over Columbus City Schools, and this is the cleanest building I've ever worked in. So I have to give a shout out to our head custodian, Mr. Joe, and his staff, because they are just phenomenal. And I think hopefully that makes you parents feel a little more comfortable, especially during this pandemic, because they do a really good job of keeping this building clean. It's kind of sparkling. Again, these other videos we're not going to show you. Some of these videos are done by the school district as a whole. So Kate King, the director of nursing, this video, she shows you how to put on a mask properly. So like this is a video, if our students are, if we have a student who's, maybe not wearing the mask, we might say, come on, let's go watch this video so you can remember how to properly wear a mask. But you can feel free to watch that with your student or have them watch it however you want to choose to do that. Another one, this is a Columbus City Schools bus safety video that kind of demonstrates what the expectations are for the bus. Social distancing, these are district videos around what the classroom setup looks like. You'll also see a little bit of that in the video that Miss Dodson and Miss Lee did. And then the signs in the hallway. We have signs everywhere on the floors, directing students where they should be walking, guiding that social distance, hand washing signs, reminders all over the place, reminders to put our masks on. Definitely have a lot of signage up during this pandemic. Proper hand washing in case any of our young people need a reminder, this is a video again about proper hand washing. And these two videos, the quarantine procedures is a district video, and the seeing the school nurse is a just kind of a fun video of seeing the nurse. That was also covered in the earlier video we showed. We may have kind of overdone it with providing information to you all, but I told Ms. Dodson, you know, I tried to put my mom hat on, and you know, I'm lucky both of my children are grown and out of the house paying their own bills. So I haven't had to have the same challenges that you all have had trying to work while ensuring my students are getting online. You know, they're doing their own thing. Mine are grown, but I tried to put my mom hat on from when my kids were younger and think, you know, what could make me feel better in sending my child back to school? So we really just wanted to be as comprehensive as possible. I'm not going to go through this link, but I'm just going to show you again, this will be made available online. We can send it to you directly through email, however you want. But this is for those people who are just a little more, they like words better and maybe want to do a search for a particular thing. So this is just questions and answers. All of this is answered in the video as well, or in the PowerPoint as well, and in the videos. But this is just some further explanation in using words instead of pictures and videos. At the bottom of this form is just an additional form that you can click on if you have a question that wasn't answered. Let's say, you know, this weekend you're home, you're going through this PowerPoint with your child and or your spouse, and you're looking at this and you're like, a question comes up and you didn't ask it. Well, you can submit a question right here. And as soon as that question is submitted, it will come directly to me. If I don't know the answer, I will speak to Ms. Dodson and Ms. Lee, and I will get an answer for you to the best of my ability. There's room here for 3 questions. And if you have more, then just submit it again. Just submit this one, and then you can do it again. This will take more than one submission. So those FAQs are there for your reading pleasure. Help, just, you know, sometimes things come up. I'm sorry, Ms. Saunders, did you want to say something?
We have a question in the chat. It
Okay.
says, so what does drop off look like in, they have a 6th and 7th grader, Ms. Dodson. What does drop off look like for them?
Ms. Lee, do you want to answer that? Or do you want me to, since you did that part of the video? It's up to you.
Could you repeat that again, please?
A parent wants to know, what does drop off look like? They have a 6th and a 7th grader. So they just want to know what it looks like.
Sure. Okay. This year is a little bit different. There is in one of the videos that Ms. Dodson and myself are doing, I'm actually outside in the front, because that's where we're going to have everyone to drop off and pick up at, this year. In fact, there's a crosswalk, and they don't really, unless you go in the parking lot, they don't really have to use that crosswalk, especially in the morning. You can drop them right there, drop them off right there. And actually in the video, there's a picture that shows you exactly where to drop off. My recommendation at the end of the school day, especially, is to go in the parking lot. That's probably the best place to go. I mean, you can still go to that drop off area, but there's a lot of traffic coming with Fort Hays, between us and Fort Hays at the end of the school day. So plus it'll make it easier for you to be able to get out, actually out of the parking lot. So I think they will enter. Yes, they will enter into the front door. So car riders will enter and exit out of the front door. So if you are looking for your student in the back, it's most likely you won't find them because they're in the front. We're just trying to keep it uniformed, with this pandemic and structure to make it easy for everybody. One last note, in the morning and after noon at 2:30, our multi-grade buses for our special needs community, they come in that turnaround in the front. The other buses are in the back. So just beware of that, because we have had people get frustrated, when they get stuck in either they're trying to drop off right there in front of the school. So just to note that the end of the school day is probably worse than the beginning, when people park right there in the front and can't get out, as pretty much the school buses aren't going to be moving until they're ready to go. And I hope that answers that question.
So, Ms. Lee, just to be clear, if you're 6th, 7th, and 8th, no matter if you are a drop off, you can come in the front door, correct?
Ma'am.
And you exit the front door.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you are a bus rider, you have the pass, and they need to look at the video.
Yes, for all of it, because bus riders, those that snippet of the video Ms. Hostetler showed, each door is labeled on the inside and the out, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. So
Okay.
6th grade obviously won't have to go down the path. They'll be right there in the back. And then 7th grade, that's the middle door. And then 8th grade, the one after that. So all bus riders, that's the direction that they will be coming. So nobody should be entering or exiting out the back main doors. Okay, we did that for the purpose of social distancing and being able to monitor the kids for their safety, mostly their health safety. So did that answer your question, Ms. Saunders?
Yes. And when they enter the building from the front, they go straight to get their grab and go into their homeroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Or their first period course?
Yes,
class.
each pod will have those grab and goes. So they get it and go to their first period.
Yeah, we will have cafeteria staff. There's a table in each pod. If some of you have not been in the building, on the first floor, there is a large table in each pod, and there's a cafeteria staff member that will be there with juice or milk, and then the different breakfast items to be able to hand to the students. So every kid is not reaching into the bin to get their breakfast items.
Okay, do we get all the questions answered that were in the chat?
Oh, also, I'm sorry, I just thought of this based on years past. Could you, if you have someone else that is going to be bringing your student to school, please share that information with them, because I know some people, it's frustrating, and I would be in the same position, to be truthful, because I hate not knowing stuff when it comes to driving and where I'm supposed to go or being in the wrong place. Just share with them, or have your students share with them what the procedures are, so it'll go smoothly for them.
Ms. Dawson, can you share with the parents the expectation if they want to pick their kids up early about coming in the building, not coming in the building?
Yes, I can explain that. Sorry. And also, Ms. Poppelmeyer is asking about lunch. Lunch will be in the cafeteria. We have 40 or 50, I can't remember off the top of my head just now, but we have desks with partitions set up in the cafeteria. All students are facing the same direction, and they have been assigned seats. And so the teachers will go over where they sit each time for their lunch. And then all of the lunches are already pre-packed in kind of like a clear to go container, because we did have a meeting with all of the different departments: transportation, food services, buildings and grounds, you name it. And so the students, they'll come in, they'll sit down, and then the teacher will be able to dismiss their row of 8 students so that they can get up and get their lunch. And then I want to make sure I answered. Okay, I wanted to make sure there's no other question there. So if you are picking up your student because it is a pandemic, we will not have visitors in the building. You can either pull up and call the main office, or you can pull up, get out of your car, come up to the doors and push the intercom button, letting them know that you are there to pick up, Tabitha Saunders, okay? And then what they will do, we will call for that student from class, and then we will escort the student to the doors so that we can verify with your ID you are who is on a student's emergency card, and you are allowed to pick them up from school. Okay, so that way no one just wants their child just released, like, oh, you're here to pick up Tabitha Sanders. Okay, we're going to send her right out. No, we will have an adult take that student to the door so that we can verify that you are on the emergency card, or that we have, you might be the second person listed that is allowed to pick up that student.
Okay, so it is 7:17. We might wrap up early unless there are more questions. This slide is just, again, some helpful resources for families. If you need assistance with anything, we know this has been a very difficult time this past year. And not just the pandemic. There are lots of things that have happened that have really cause strife in our communities, in our families. We have lost people. So please, if there's something we can do to help, whether it's, help you get linked to medical care, or maybe your child or someone in your family needs some mental health support with counseling. Maybe you need help with food. Please do not hesitate to reach out to one of us here at Ames. There is no judgment. We all need a helping hand once in a while. So we put the school nurse, myself, the school counselor, the family ambassador there, as well as you can reach out to Miss Lee, Miss Dodson, any of the teachers. This staff here is great. So please let us know if there's anything we can do to help. And we will do our best. We cannot promise you that we can fix everything, but we will do our best to help you out. Because we want our students to be back in school and, getting their education, and really, for some of them, making up for some lost time, and for others, just continuing what they've been doing. So we welcome your questions and your suggestions. We welcome the opportunity to help you wherever we can. So there's just a few support emails and links. This is a document that Ms. Saunders brought onto the PowerPoint. I'm going to let you kind of just talk a little bit about that, Ms. Saunders. I think you found a really great resource here. If you want to say something about it, feel free.
You're still muted, Ms. Saunders. There we go.
See my hand movement, but no words. There's a question in the chat, and then I can address this. The question in the chat was, how will lunch be paid? And is there a website to reload the funds?
The students receive free lunch. And so they won't even have to punch in their numbers this year. That's what I've been told, because typically they sit there, they type in their lunch ID number, but they're just going to be, the cafeteria staff just clicks it's called a counter. So they'll just count how many lunches they provided that day.
So in regards to launching your middle schooler to success, there's a big connection with social emotional and just getting in touch with the students, because they've had such a disconnect, that this document was built to kind of give that support to parents and ideals on ways to encourage your student to be better and for you to build with them. So this can be sent out in a better readable format, but it just gives you tips and tools on just trying to stay connected with them and building them silently and not making a lot of noise about the things that they're doing or bringing extra attention to it, because most of them are really sensitive in this time with everything that's going on. So anxiety is high. So it's just a document for parents to utilize to kind of get some tips and tools.
Thank you, Ms. Saunders. And speaking of anxiety, this slide, again, we're going to share this as many ways as we possibly can so that you can just have it and refer back to it. It is a Google slide document. So that means you can, it's not going to take up space in your email. It's just going to be a link that you can click on and it will take you to that. And it's almost like a website. The PowerPoint will be able to be accessed. But each of these videos are just some videos that might be helpful if your student is anxious about coming back, or maybe they're anxious after they come back. Maybe something here, you know, they get here and they're excited and then all of a sudden they're anxious. So these are just some videos that I found. My daughter struggles with anxiety. And so just some helpful videos that you might want to share with your students if necessary. And I have to get through this because when I hit the button, it's going to start playing them. So I have to do like 5 clicks. Ta-da! I did it, Ms. Dotson, without playing all those videos. So again, I want to thank you all for coming. It was really, really important to me that we shared this information with our parents. Again, I always put my parent hat on. I was a single parent for many years, so being a partner with my child's school was always a priority. We want to be partners with you to make sure that your children get the best middle school education possible and that they're prepared for high school. So with that, if there are any more questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or just take the mic and let us know what your questions are. We still have a few more minutes if anyone has
I have a question. How soon will this be available for the parents?
I can send it. I'm going to share it with all of the teachers, so any teacher will be able to pass it on. Ms. Dodson can put it on her, the messaging that she sends out to parents. We can put it, I mean, the website might take a few days because those teachers are busy getting ready for, you know, return to school, but I will ask Mr. Troutman and is it Mr. Clemente that helps with the website? I'll ask the two of them to put it up, but I can't promise you it will be tomorrow. It should be up by next week. But again, I can share it directly with anyone that wants it. So like if you want me to share this with you tonight, please put your email in the chat and I will do it before I leave this building.
And so we can embed this into one of Ms. Dotson's announcements so it can play from her YouTube?
Well, it'll be different. So once Ms. Hostetler has the recording of tonight's event, we can put the recording itself with the PowerPoint on our page, on the YouTube page, because that would be a video. But the PowerPoint we would put on our website and work with getting that loaded right on the homepage. So right now, when you go to the website, Mr. Clemente and I are working on it today. The middle school fair video is on the homepage when you scroll down on our website a little bit. So we want to get our procedures put there, and then we can hopefully get this PowerPoint put there as well. So, and I want to say thank you to everyone that's already been here for your kind words. I promise you that we are working very hard. Thank you, Lanier family, for what you just put in the chat. You know, our custodian's amazing. Our staff is amazing. We have just been working really hard to make sure the kids can come back and everyone feels safe. That the families feel safe sending their students back, that the staff feels safe being in the building, that we have all of the PPE that we need. You know, keep in mind that we have 5 units of students who are medically fragile, and that's our multi-grade students. And so they have returned to school too, and we are being, we're putting in every safety precaution to make sure that everyone has a great day at school and that we're safe.
And I put a few links in for them just to grab the videos for now if they want to use them, like the bus video and the school safety video, the very, very first one. But the first one is on the website, correct? With the procedures.
Yes.
Yeah, it should be on our website.
Okay, so I would like to link in Miss Lee's video with the I'm just gonna put it in the chat. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, all of the videos that we have produced are on my YouTube page.
Okay.
If they are announcements, if they are, we can add even Miss Hostetler's. I don't know if it's on there, how to see the school nurse, but the building tour is on the YouTube page. The arrival and dismissal are on the YouTube page. And families, just so you know, we're going to continue to record our morning announcements and send that link out to the families. So you should be getting from me. I really have it sent by 7:30, but you should get from me a link that says, watch this morning's announcements. And there might be a little blurb about what the announcements are about for the day. You should get that every morning. So if you're not getting that text message, you should get a morning one and then one Sunday at 5 p.m. that tells you to check your email for the weekly updates.
Enter.
And you know what, Miss Saunders, actually, I can put the link to the this right now in the chat too, this whole PowerPoint.
Oh, wonderful.
How about that? I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but it's easy. That's an easy fix. It'll all be, and that way anyone can just grab it right now. If you want to copy and paste it somewhere else,
Yeah.
You will
So
have
disregard my links. The first one is the arrival and dismissal, and the second one was the tour. But the whole thing is right there, the third one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. So it's right there. If you want to grab it, you can. But again, my goal is to get this out as frequently as possible, and not to flood you all too much, but we just think it's real. We want you to know that we're keeping your children's health and safety and our staff's health and safety as a priority here at Ames, for sure. So thank you again, everyone, for coming. If you don't have any final questions, we are directly on point here. 7:29. Oh, does someone have a question?
You're welcome so much, everyone. Please share this information with, tell other families that so that they can go on the website and get information if they want over the weekend. But we're excited to have the kids back. 6th grade, cohort A starts Monday. And please know that we have a gift for all the kids too. So we're really excited and cheesy about giving those out to them. They'll receive that at the end of their first official day.
And also, me and Miss Joy plan to do a weekly. What's it called? I forget the name that we came up with. Miss Joy. Thoughts on Thursday.
We haven't talked to Ms. Dodson about it yet, but we're hoping to have some kind of just an opportunity for families to get together, ask questions, brainstorm,
share share the announcements that Ms. Dodson has made for the week. If you've missed them, if it was something coming up, we were talking with a couple of teachers about testing and everything. Just some things, some upcoming events that will be happening that may be important. Same time, same place.
Thank you, everyone. Miss Lee, Miss Dodson, thank you for the videos you made. Miss Saunders, thank you for being a great family ambassador. Thanks to all you wonderful parents who signed in tonight. This is going to be awesome.
Thank you.
Yay.
Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions before your student returns to school. We will get back to you as soon as we can. And all questions are great, really. We're excited. You all have a great evening.
Take care, everyone.